Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello viewers, howdy! Can you see technology all around me? Well, it's a fact that technology surrounds us everywhere we go. But undoubtedly, it has also made our lives easy in everything that we do. But as every coin has two sides, let's find out the flip side of technology too. Well, here we are and this is School of Thought. We have with us today a group of feisty youngsters. One of the groups, who call themselves technophiles, believe that technological advancement is a boon for us, while the other, called the technophobes, says it's a bane. So without taking much of your time, let's start the discussion and start this war of words. So I request the technophiles to open this debate.
From the moment we open our eyes with the buzzing of our alarms, to the time we're in bed again at night scrolling our phones for hours, our lives revolve around technology. Technology is everywhere. Phones, lights, cameras, ACs, washing machines, microwaves, it is everywhere. It is one of the greatest boons bestowed on mankind. But let me tell you, the influence of technology is not only restricted to making our daily lives easier. In fact, they expand to a much higher level. The advancements of technology in the field of health, education, defense, agriculture, transportation have contributed immensely to the progress and betterment of mankind. In fact, the greatest testament to technology's role in our lives was recently provided during the COVID-19 pandemic. Children started studying from their homes. People started working online. Doctors saved thousands of lives using ventilators, all because of technology. In fact, the reason why we're here today having this debate recorded is again all technology's boon. Technology has become the part and parcel of our lives. It has become the very basis of human existence. If it was not for technology, we would not be here today having this debate. The reason why we're here today having this debate recorded is again because of technology. Our lives are incomplete without technology. Each and every sector has technology.
You're talking about the role of technology during COVID, but hasn't COVID even made us more dependent on technology, essentially making us lazier?
I won't say that COVID has made us more dependent on technology. It has in a way made us more familiar with technology, and not only us, but people of all age groups, people of all cultures. People in villages have become more familiar with technology. They have started using technology a lot because of the COVID period. And technology has, in a way, united and integrated our whole nation or the whole world. So, and talking about the dependence of individuals on technology, I think it is very subjective. It depends on us, on how we use technology and how dependent are we on technology.
I mean, I truly agree. Like she said, technology is so diverse in itself, and given the global situation where there is so much diversity amongst people, each of us as individuals are going to see and use technology in a very different way. So that completely depends on us. And technological advancements, they just occur when science gets a structure. It's really even impossible to imagine life, whether in modern or primitive or rural or urban areas, without even the word technology. I think we are so familiar with the very term that we don't recognize it anymore. So we need to rewind and we need to see it again. For example, since the prehistorical ages, technology has been there. The stone tools were a technology, so was a comb, a pen, a simple toothbrush, a paintbrush, a simple wall, a brick, a building, to even skyscrapers. All of them have been technology. Technology is like a growling engine of change. It feeds on itself and thus it grows on itself, and it has fueled economic renaissance. I mean, from stones to coins to paper money and to digital transactions today. It has all been technology. Isn't it so easy how we can operate these huge transactions within a jiffy? And it is so easy, as each of us as individuals can do it on our own level.
You said that people have become more familiar with technology, but
Right.
don't you think this familiarity has led people to spend more time online, which makes them ultimately, they get this feeling of loneliness, which leads to depression and other mental health issues?
I think that is a factor of it. For sure, technological advancements are not a clean slate. But it
Not
again,
just teen, adults also. Every age group is facing mental health issues because of technology.
that is true. But technological factors are not the only thing that.
But it is one
are
of the
leading.
biggest factors.
Yes, cyberbullying is such a
Cyberbullying, cyber attacks, all of it leads to mental health problems.
Yeah, and even a consequence of mental health is cyberbullying, because people who are extremely frustrated go to these ways.
Exactly.
But as I said, it is very subjective. It depends on how you use technology and how engrossed you are with technology. We see kids who are on their phones or on their laptops 24/7, and
No,
there are,
see, suppose I am using technology and if I get cyberbullied, how is it my fault? I did not do anything
but
wrong.
how is it technology's fault then? Technology has many positive aspects also.
But
You can't
It's
just
again-
take cyberbullying and then blame technology for it.
if there weren't that much advancement in technology, there wouldn't have
But
been any
bullying takes offline
cyberbullying.
also. It takes in school. It takes place in schools also.
But okay, you
How
can
is
It's
cyber
easier to tell the higher authorities when it's like in real life.
Are you sure it's easier to tell the authorities that it's the bullying which is happening to you? Is it easier to tell the authorities?
Yeah, because there are people around us that might notice you getting
Yes,
bullied.
but
But I
you
would say
cannot
in online
control this
learning you
stuff,
have
right?
the proof with you.
Okay.
Supporting change. So change begins at the end of our comfort zone. So why do we hesitate to accept changes? The world is changing very, very quickly, and we need to raise up to the conversations as to what, as humans, we have the potential to achieve and what we have already achieved. I remember my father telling me in the late 80s and early 90s, we had the rise of virtual reality. The VR headsets were introduced. It's basically strapping TV to your face, but you can look around. So it's basically new things, the change, what's happening. So humans have this historical consistency of staying reluctant to new things, which is what they have done with the technology. So basically humans have feared technology since writing was the latest thing. Greek philosophers also argued that writing would make our knowledge abstract, as if we write things down, we'll just forget how to remember it. When the printing press was introduced, the upper class also feared that the lower class would turn rebellious and religious because of books. Newspaper would hurt social fabric, and cinemas would demoralize society, and when the internet arrived, we saw the most bizarre headlines. I don't mean to say they are bad. I just mean to contemplate that these types of arguments are reoccurring over and over again. And Douglas Adams, a science fiction writer, has brilliantly summarized this thing. So what's happening is that everything we are introduced to before the age of 15 years is normal to us, isn't it? And everything we are introduced to between the ages of 15 to 35 years is new and exciting, and we tend to get a career out of that. Anything we are introduced to after the age of 35 years is unfamiliar to us, and we tend to stay reluctant. Our response to smartphones would have been the same if they were introduced before the books.
Okay, as you talked about writing, I'll just quickly make a point and then you guys can come up and add on to that. So writing you said, and you quoted a writer very well here. And I believe that writing is an art. Do you believe that?
We believe that writing is an art.
Okay, great. So with the introduction of ChatGPT, don't you think that it's getting affected, because now it's not even an art right now? I mean, people are just typing things up and it is giving you a whole of an article and nobody's thinking about it. I mean, nobody's doing any brainstorming, any research for that matter, and they're giving you the whole article and it's killing the art. And the writers you quote, you won't get any writers to quote later on.
But you still need to think of what you have to write.
You give a prompt, it gives you all the answers. It is hindering creativity. It is forcing us to limit our thinking.
Yeah.
Don't you see university students? They are getting plagiarism charges. They are getting plagiarism for homeworks and tests, and they have to sit in front of a committee and they have to say that we didn't use ChatGPT, but they in fact use ChatGPT.
And that's true. also, not only writing, artists also lose their jobs because other people use AI tools such as Midjourney, DALL-E, etc. to produce other writing scripts or majorly images, etc. Don't you think that is killing killing
No
original
one bothers
writers?
to research or
Right.
write anymore. We are all becoming.
What do
so
you have
lazy.
to say on that? Your take.
See, like I've said it, it's again person to person. See, even books have existed for a long time, and there have been books on every topic. So people who copy now, who don't use their creativity now, people like those existed earlier also. They must have copied from books, and
Yeah, but then when they copied from books, they had to read it. They had to figure out what they're writing. Right
But
now,
you
no,
can't
taking
copy
charge.
from
You're
the
not
book.
even
You're
using
using your
topic.
brain
You
here.
just need to
It
write the
doesn't-
topic and you'll get the answer. You
Okay,
don't
so
have
just
to apply your
copy-paste
mind.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, if you are referring to a particular book, you are just like restricted to an array of the information. But if you're using the AI tools, you get more information about
How
the
are
things.
you saying that using ChatGPT
But
is
it also
better than
promotes
books?
plagiarism. It also promotes laziness.
Submission is always online, so you just copy and paste it.
Yeah.
You don't read it, you don't recheck it.
but I believe it is person to person. I never.
How
I-
is it typing person to person?
See,
You are
it's
given
even-
it.
It's like two sides of a coin. For example, someone created the pen, now someone can use it to do anything. Now you can use it to write. In some
ChatGPT
action
is
movie, you can
made
use it to kill
for.
someone. It literally depends on person.
No, the whole purpose
True.
of ChatGPT
Exactly.
or other
That is not the
websites
purpose.
is
You know
to
what
write the
actually the
topic.
real purpose is? That you write your thing and then you can give it to ChatGPT for the correction. For
No,
finding
but
the
are we
mistakes.
doing
that's
that?
not
But
that's
are we
not what
doing
people do.
that?
Na people do. They put a
That
prompt.
is on people
They
then.
no, it is
Okay,
not
and
on
then
people.
it's
It is
on you
also
how
on
you
ChatGPT.
And even if it's on the people, when you use ChatGPT, we have the tools which identify ChatGPT, so that can be
Exactly.
restricted.
Yeah, but
So
you
then why
you
create
know-
it in the first
everywhere.
place? If it has
That's
to
what I
be
said.
See,
Now they are
oh,
facing
exactly.
plagiarism
So you
charges.
also
Isn't that a
ask
bad
that
thing?
why was nuclear reaction created? When it was created to
Good point.
Destroy
It
the
was
world
an
or develop the
advancement in
world.
the technology. It was to defense, not to attack.
Exactly.
the energy was converted to electricity. It was for the benefit for the people.
It's on how you use it.
We
How
shape-
you're using ChatGPT.
So it's about how we shape technology and then technology shapes us. Yeah, basically.
Because
the
then AI is
responsible
also
use-
replacing jobs. What do you have to say about that?
AI is not replacing jobs.
It is
I think
replacing
It is
jobs
replacing
day
jobs.
by day.
Yeah.
Yes,
See,
it is.
The godfather of AI. Do you know who the godfather of AI is? Jeffrey Hinton. He left Google recently. Did you know why he left Google recently? Because he said that he is worried what AI will do to the future.
But there are also jobs that can never be replaced by AI, such as jobs of medical professionals and that of lawyers. Those can
They-
never
they
be.
can.
They can.
Yeah,
They
you-
can.
For example,
you are-
recently there was a test
robots.
conducted.
Let us speak and then you go ahead. Yeah.
Japan has already started making robots which can replace
But I don't
doctors.
see the
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
Even if AI is replacing jobs, it is just reliving the.
Okay, where will
Yes,
people get
we-
income? How will they live?
Millions
No,
of individuals are
it's
at
not
risk
that
of
there are
job
no
displacement.
vacancies.
And people
There
have
are
to
no
find
other jobs.
vacancies.
There are
Right now,
vacancies.
there might be
Yeah,
some,
taking is
but in the
replacing
future,
But
Like,
what if
in
those
the
other
future,
jobs
there
aren't
won't
available?
be.
If every day AI is
People
taking
have
jobs,
to know
day
how
by
to-
day, all of the jobs
It-
will be occupied.
No,
Okay,
it is
everywhere.
happening
let them
well.
also make a point, guys. Okay.
But you're also largely overlooking the fact that because of the IT sector, these technological advancements, so many people have gotten jobs in these sectors. And then it's not just always taking away the jobs, but they
No,
have
they're
having more
providing more
employment.
jobs.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Instead of
And
taking
technology is not all about AI. Like I stated, like my teammates stated, again, we are so familiarized with the term that, oh, anything with a screen, something black, something with a keyboard or some clicks is technology, which is not technology. See, unemployment,
what
like
is
she
it?
stated, the IT sector is the biggest employment source right now in India. As well as if you really look into the rural areas, women who have literally gotten no education, they are getting employment. Something as simple as a sewing machine
Exactly.
is giving them employment, and at large levels, and they're feeding off of their family from that.
Okay, so
And not even that, I would like to make a stance that we have to learn how to work with AI. We have to learn how to do work integrated with AI. Then there are many jobs coming up.
But there are a lot of people who do not know how to work along with that, and then they're left jobless.
So that's how they will learn things. We always
will
have
they
to
learn
keep
things?
changing.
You just said that the people above 35, if they learn something new, they're very unfamiliar with it, and they
Right.
don't really like adapt it, right? So the people above 35 right now, if they get to they get a job offer and it is something AI or IT related, and they're not familiar
Good
with
point.
it, what then?
See,
They're,
there must be
they're
something.
jobless, their families have nothing.
Okay,
because of that.
there must be something that they must have
What
been
is
doing.
that something?
But that's getting replaced by AI. That's what we're saying.
No, I
And
just
not
think
only
it is a
AI,
very
even
gradual
automation is
process.
affecting
It's
us.
not
Okay, we'll set aside AI. We won't talk about AI. What about the automation factories? What about those laborers who do not have access to all this technological stuff you're saying, who do not have access to IT sectors, who are doing manual work? Automation in factories is so common now. So they are also getting their jobs replaced.
But also-
They have nothing to do. They cannot feed their families. They cannot put food on the table. What do you have to
But
say?
don't you think that the people who were involved in the development of these technologies also got jobs because of the development of this sector?
See, India being a land of such diversity amongst people, we have technology in everyone's hand. Now, technology is not being restricted to a smartphone. They may have a key phone as well. And I think we have literally missed the point of one of the most biggest technological revolutionary ideas ever done, which was UPI. And it accelerated during the COVID-19 pandemic. After that, I'll literally give you an example. You go to any part of India, let that be a market in Delhi, for example, Chandni Chowk. You go there and you suddenly say to a shopkeeper, Bhaiya, I don't have any money on me. Would you accept digital transactions? And he would. Everyone has that QR code with them. May that be a shopkeeper, someone on the streets, or even a vegetable vendor,
But do you know
everyone.
how unsafe that is? How easier that has made to hack? People can easily hack your account and get all that money in one go.
You know, RBI has proposed one thing that if you have been hacked in 24 hours, you can complain to RBI or your respective banks, and your money can be refunded.
Okay, true. What about the increased number of frauds that are happening? Okay, I agree with your point that RBI has provided that time limit that you inform in 24 hours, but how many of us know that? We also have to provide awareness to that.
And sometimes these we get hacked, and sometimes we don't even know that we got hacked.
Yeah.
And like 24 in during that 24 hours, and when that's over, and then we had to know we got hacked. What about then? The
So
RBI
that's a
only-
very good point, and you initiated that we must spread awareness. How are you planning to do that in a country of almost 1 billion people without technology?
And it's not like we're not trying. We're trying our best by running the advertisements of RBI, and you could hear it
Exactly.
in TV, radios and stuff like that. We tend to see these advertisements on a daily basis. Like we could see the posters on the markets. Like it's just
See, we get that technology is helping us, but there are more negative aspects to it, and you cannot neglect it. We are saying that you should address the negative issues about it, and we need to come up with appropriate solutions to it.
So India being an agrarian economy, in this country farmers used to suffer for many years because of the erratic rainfall and the infertility of the soil. But nowadays with the improved technology, the farmers can use HYV seeds, and also meteorological advancements that have increased in the last few decades. The farmers know when they should exactly sow their crops and when to exactly harvest. So don't you think that's with the help of technology this problem is being solved?
But
But
all
it's not-
farmers,
not
all
but do
farmers
all
have
farmers
access
are
to
able
this?
to afford
That's
that?
why the government is providing subsidies and relief funds to the farmers in the most remote areas of the country.
Can we also talk about environmental degradation? The accelerating rate of industrial waste, which is ruining our rivers, our soils, our habitat. In fact, let's talk about mining of cobalt to make cell phone batteries. How it is happening in vulnerable environmental locations. What do you have to say about that? Isn't it ruining our habitat?
You talked about
It's
waste.
shocking. It's also pollution.
Just tell me what happens to the waste which is produced at our homes or any kind of waste. It gets recycled, right? And how does that happen? It is all because of technology.
There's a lot of employment in the IT sector, right? And there are people getting employed because of IT and AI sectors. So what about in a few years when they get these people only because of technological advancements make robots and AI that replace those jobs? It won't be the biggest sector anymore because of AI and because of IT, because it will those things will replace those people, and again unemployment. It's all leading to unemployment.
Technology has degraded our quality of life. Like for example, if we even have to travel for 1 kilometer, we book an Ola or an Uber. but we don't work. Or as an example, we use alarm clocks to wake up, and it's not natural for our body to wake up at 5 or 6 like earlier human beings used to.
The world today is very fast, so you need to get to your work very fast, so you will maybe.
So earlier it was natural, no?
And it's the same.
No.
It's the same. Now it comes to, would you walk down from here to Chandigarh just by yourself?
I'm not
We
talking
don't
about
take
such a
cars.
long distance. I'm talking about short distances.
Even short distances, isn't it your personal choice? Well,
So it's degrading the
No,
environment,
that's
it's degrading our
easier
quality of
choice
life.
anymore.
It's making us more
It's
dependent on
making us-
technology, and that is the whole point, to not be dependent.
And isn't that affecting your health? For example, you also mentioned a point about VR headsets. Is that affecting our health? Because VR headsets are putting in blue rays, which are extremely harmful
Yes.
for our
And they're
eyes,
so
directly
clear
into our eyes.
Yes.
Exactly.
but no one is asking you to use these VR headsets for 5 to 6 hours on end.
Main point is, isn't technology affecting our health?
No, if you're talking about health, I think the advantages which technology has caused in the health sector are more than its disadvantages.
No,
The
it's
mortality
not.
rate.
Mental health is also in the health sector,
Yeah.
right? These technological advancements, they've led to deep learning in AI. Are you aware of that?
Yes,
You know,
yes.
Yes, we do.
yeah, it creates a hyper-realistic video, which seems genuine, but in fact they're completely fabricated. Now imagine one day you're scrolling through your Instagram or something, you see a video of yourself doing something you've never done before. What about then? That's literally what's causing the technological advancements are causing that, because it's leading to that.
But it wasn't created for that. It all comes.
Why
It
was
was-
it created
But then
then?
it's being misused.
Then
right?
it comes down to the responsible utilization as an
Why was it
individual.
created? In your opinion, why was it created then?
I'm not saying that. See, AI was not created for wrong purposes. Obviously not. It was created to help individuals. It comes down to the responsible usage as an individual. No one is forcing you to use it for a wrong purpose.
But it's used so vastly that now people use it for every single
And that's why
purpose.
cyber laws exist.
Are they
this-
followed though?
Yeah,
Yes.
they should be and they are
They
implemented.
should
They are
be.
followed,
They
but
should
they
be
are
followed.
There is a
Okay,
big
one at a
should
time,
be
one
in
at a time.
everything,
They are
but
not-
it is not.
I don't
That's
know.
why government is hiring cyber warriors. You know, from very young age.
Just yesterday, I saw a video of Angelina Jolie saying something completely out of character about her children, which was completely fabricated, but it looks so real that anybody would believe it. What
But
about
again, you
their
could-
personal lives? What about those celebrities? They have feelings too, you know.
But we also have tools to identify whether it was fabricated or not.
It's not always detectable. People
It
are
is
that
always
good.
detectable.
No,
It is
some
not.
people are that good that it's not detectable.
Even if they detect
Yes.
that the video is fake, how will you tell the people who have already seen the video?
This has already
Huh,
been shared
they-
multiple times.
They already
How do you
think that
stop
it's real.
By creating awareness through technology, that
So you will create
these
awareness about every
videos-
video. You will create awareness about every video.
These deepfakes blur the thin lines between reality and fiction. It makes us question about the authenticity of what we see and hear in the digital world. It is very common.
See, everything will have a good and bad point eventually.
And we agree to that. What we're
Yeah.
trying to say is that technology has advanced so much that people are getting too much engrossed in it, and then they're using it for negative purposes.
Because
Literally anything can be used for a negative and a positive purpose, don't you think so?
But
technological
technological
Advancement has been so much that people are now more like, if you
the
say
darker side is bigger than the
brighter
it
side.
has more.
yeah.
Now let me talk about dark web. So recently there's a video viral on the surface where of two people wearing masks and on live killing someone.
Yeah,
So how
and then children more often go on that dark web and see all those videos, which ultimately leads to that serial killer mindset.
Okay, now my point. Do you think in the past when they were hanged in front of every villager of the village or every people of the town, what do you have to say? Children were there, their parents were hanged in front of them. What do you have to say on
How
that?
is that related to technology?
Exactly.
Because now he's putting a point that you are putting a point that children are going to dark web.
No, see, we never said that they should get hanged in front of the children. This
What about
See,
murders and all
first-
that? people
Yes.
are doing murders.
Internet protocol.
Okay.
Let's talk. Yeah.
People are doing murders just for the sake of content on the dark web, so
You-
they get paid
Okay.
and whatnot, and then
Kings
people
used
are
to kill people for their own
First-
satisfaction.
No, but that's a diversion again.
First-
That is not
You're not
technology.
supporting technology here.
First, through
huh?
And
advancing
moreover, you're talking about children. We have the inter protocol on our networks which restrict us to go
It's
to the
not
dark web.
strong
It's
enough.
not
first
so
through
strong.
advancing
You-
For a
technology.
child to access the dark web, the child has to get a really lot of knowledge which is impossible.
No.
And to access the dark web,
It's
No,
not.
no, no.
It's very easy.
See,
Okay, one at a time.
Very
Yeah.
easy.
Very
You guys have
easy.
done it? You guys have...
Yes.
Yeah.
Seen people do it.
Yeah, I've seen.
We've seen people do it.
I bet you have also.
No, I've
That's
never
not
Yeah,
possible.
that's not
Again,
In
possible.
our
This is the
generation,
ideal
that's not
world.
possible.
You had a point.
then
Please tell me. Yeah.
I had a point that we talked about AI, we talked about dark web. Now let's move on to the quantum computers. Do you even know what are the quantum computers? They are the new technology arriving. The quantum computers are actually able to solve everything. They are the most enhanced computers,
Making
including the
people more
micro,
dependent.
the micro
Exactly.
Making
chips.
people more dependent.
No, it's not making people dependent. See, there was a mathematical calculation which could be solved by the computer in like 56 years, but it's now solved by the quantum computer in 54 seconds. So it's like helping us. It's not making us dependent.
Solving those things by ourselves using our own
Do you think it's
brain.
even possible for a human to solve such a big calculations in his lifetime even?
Yeah.
You know, a computer takes 56 years. Can you imagine?
You know that the moon exists today, right? You know that the sun is not revolving around the earth, but instead the earth around the sun. These are very complex calculations.
But these are all done by humans only.
Yeah.
For that matter,
Yeah.
technology
They make
is
a
made by
human brain
humans.
chopper.
These-
Okay, these were all done because those people back then did not have the technology to do it, so they did
They
it
did not have
themselves.
quantum
Exactly,
computers.
they did it themselves. So there was
Nowadays our generation people are so dependent on this technology that we do not create that mindset only.
To conclude, while technological advancement obviously had a very big positive impact on the whole world, we should not overlook the darker side of it.
Exactly.
It's imperative that we find a balance between advancing technology and addressing these significant issues for the betterment of a society as a whole.
It leads to us being ushered in social isolation. It infringes upon our privacy, exacerbates in the environmental degradation, and presents us with unsettling reality of defects.
While I completely agree that technology brings a lot of advantages in our lives, we cannot just neglect the negative aspects of it. Job displacement, privacy concerns, environmental problems, social isolation, and many other problems are there, and we need to address these issues. It is imperative that we all come and find a common solution.
Technology can be misused and it can threaten the very foundation of a free and democratic society. Somewhere down the road, technological advancement will become a threat to humanity.
People experience various mental health issues, like for example, people frequently experience FOMO. Have you heard of FOMO? Fear of missing out. They can't live without scrolling through social media for even a day.
Right, okay.
And not only we do not need technology to harm our health. We need it to help our healthcare societies. So
I
Fine,
would like
now you
to
guys.
conclude with the saying
Yes.
that technology is a useful servant but a harmful master. So as long as it's in our hands and we're using it for the benefit of the society, it is good. And see, everything has both sides. Everything has two sides. If we see technology, so you talked about job displacements, but we also talked about how the IT sector is creating more jobs. You talked about social isolation, but I believe that technology has resulted in making people get closer during the COVID times through video calls and everything. So, like I said, everything has two sides, and it is on us how we're using it.
Okay. So
And
that's
it's about
fine.
how
Mhm.
it's about how we shape technology and the technology shapes us. And I would like to conclude by saying that we wouldn't have been able to get out of the COVID-19 pandemic if it wasn't for the technology, guys.
Exactly. Technological advancements have not been a clean slate, that's completely for sure. As we went on through the debate, we realized how harmful it is. But it has a very brighter side, which is way brighter than the darker side. And I would like to conclude by stating one basic universal principle, we learn from our mistakes of the past and then we build on the present. That's a place where we lead the future, and that in itself is the very essence of technological advancements.
Right, I agree. So, like, basically, for the implementation of technology in various aspects of our life, of our society, it can be both helpful and harmful. But for the betterment of our people, for for humanity as a whole, it's just best to stick to the positive usage of it. We should not go ahead and commit wrong acts with the technology and AI tools. So it's best if you use it for your betterment.
Constructive purposes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to conclude, I would say that technology, Boon or Bane, is very confidential. Also, World Bank even stated that due to technological advancement, the most of the economic growth was substantial.
Okay, so these were the final comments. Well, that was very prolific discussion and both the groups made some very good points. So to conclude it all, I'll say that in a way technological advancement is both fruitful for us as well as it has its repercussions. And therefore, how you use this technology shall determine whether it will prove to be an absolute boon or a real bane. So on that note, this is Shivani signing off for now, but we will be back with yet another topic and young energy. Till then, stay tuned. Namaskar.